Hawthorne High School, where the Cougars are taking on the Monarchs of Morningside. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful day. It's hot, but the onshore wind is cooling it off a little bit. Along with Beto Duran and Rashawn Haylock, I'm Lou Stowers and the Channel 22 Sports crew, as this is our final broadcast. Well, you never know, because the Cougars are still in this one. They've got to get some help from Culver City. And Beto Duran, what a battle it is here, as Morningside could play the spoiler for the Cougars.
Indeed, they can play spoiler, Lou. 2 games this week, 2 huge games for Hawthorne. If they win these two and Culver City somehow loses two to Santa Monica, they would be tied for third. And there you go, a chance of maybe sneaking into the playoffs, and that's what Hawthorne needs to do.
Rudy Medina leading off for Morningside as the shortstop. A 1-2 count against Jesse Arciniega. Nice curveball, and that's tapped towards second base. Irving Franco picks it up, and that's the first out of the game. Let's go around the infield, or let's check the outfield and the infield. Tim O'Neill is in left field for the Cougars. Luis Polanco is in center, and Tony Lee is in right. From third base to first base, Javier Zepeda is at third. Chris Weischer, the ultimate warrior, is at shortstop. And Irving Franco at second. Artis Perry is at first base. Behind the plate, J.C. Sepulveda, and he is playing with a heavy heart today. On the mound is Jesse Arciniega. Strike one is thrown in there, and a nice breaking ball to Jesse Robledo, followed by Edgar Rodriguez. And we'll explain some of the black trappings on the Cougar uniform, as that one's tapped right back to Arciniega. 1-3 on the putout, 2 down. The black armbands on the Cougar uniforms are in honor of Coach J.C. Baylor's mom, Sarah Baylor. So our condolences to the ever-smiling J.C. and all of his good luck charm that he gives to us. And then Jesse Sepulveda's granddad passed away yesterday, and his name was Pablo Sepulveda. So our condolences go out to the Baylor and the Sepulveda family on this beautiful day. Edgar Rodriguez steps in. As Arciniega, Beto, he's not fooling around today, is he?
No, he's not, Lou. This is his last high school game at Hawthorne High. Arciniega headed to Long Beach State to be a student in the fall, and he said this is his last game pitching at Hawthorne. He's going to make it a special one.
Swung on a missed strike 3, and that's the first strikeout. That's his 5th on the year. Check that, 9th on the year. And down go the Monarchs. Well, Jesse Arciniega makes his mark as, boy, he tries to be a dirtbag. And, boy, what an accomplishment that would be, because I know he also takes those AP classes as well. So he can pretty much write his ticket. And we were talking about that the last time we were out here. And we can just keep it right here in between innings, because we were a little late coming back, starting this game. So Jesse Arciniega just needed to tweak one of his grades to get it up there. And I know from my stepdaughter that, boy, if you do good on those AP classes, you can write your own ticket anywhere.
Yeah, he was talking about he has a 3.0 GPA, which means he didn't even have to take an SAT to go to Long Beach State, and went there as a 9th grader with the AVID program that they have here at Hawthorne High. Really fell in love with the campus. He said that's where he wanted to go. As soon as he knew he could get in, he signed. He's going to be a criminal justice major. Joked with him earlier that he's going to be out there patrolling the streets not too long, and he said he can't wait. That's what he's looking forward to. And also the Arciniega lineage, it finally ends at Hawthorne High. He had 2 older brothers that played here for Coach Jeff Hines, and he's the last one. He says he's going to really make his last game here as a Cougar special.
All right, let's go over the Morningside Monarch lineup and the defense out there. In left field, Manolo Velasquez will be in left field. Edgar Ramirez in center. Leo Macias in right. And from third to first, it'll be Victor Casillas, Rudy Medina at short, Juan Gomez at second, Jose Robledo at third, at first base, and behind the plate, Francisco Martin. And on the mound, Jose Sandoval is 1-6 with a 3.76 ERA, and he will face Chris Weischer, Irving Franco, and Jesse Arciniega.
Yeah, Morningside is playing without a couple of their key players today. Rudy Montenegro, one of them, batting 311 on the year, has 3-4 record. He'll probably pitch on Thursday, but Montenegro, Lou, taking his exit exam so he can graduate. He might show up a little bit late, according to their coach Jaffe, but if he's not here, Jose Sandoval is just good enough to go there. He's their number 2 pitcher. Usually pitches towards later on in the week. He's got a big task here against this Cougar lineup on Tuesday.
Yeah, you got to take those exit exams, and no matter what you think about the politics of it, you got to do it. As the first pitch to Chris Weischer, stepping in, batting 301, is a ball. Ball 2, and that's high and in. So these
Yeah, Hawthorne
Morningside,
catches Morningside on a skid right now. They've lost 7 games in a row. They won their first 2 against Inglewood and League. After that, they've lost them all. They've lost 6 in a row, correct me. So on a bit of a way, and their coach Jaffe said they can't score runs. They can get guys on base, but they just can't do anything to manufacture and get that guy across. And as Sandoval starts off right here with the walk, not a good omen for the way Morningside needs to do if they're going to be a spoiler today.
that'll bring up Irving Franco. Franco at second base, as the Hawthorne Cougars are in 4th place in the Ocean League, 9-14 overall, 3-5 in league. Morningside is at the bottom of the heap, 7-16 overall, 2-6 in league action. Tomorrow they'll finish everything, or check that at the end of the week, they'll finish everything up at Morningside, and 5 straight balls now thrown by Sandoval.
Franco, another senior, last home game as a Cougar, headed to UC Santa Barbara in the fall.
Another terrific school and another Big West school. And that
Seniors today are Chris Bonilla, Irving Franco, Luis Polanco, JP Sepulveda, Jesse Arciniega, and Tony Lee. It's been a pleasure being able to call their games over the last couple of years.
For the past 3 seasons, we've gotten to know these young men very well, and a lot of good kids coming up, as this one is hammered into left field for a base hit as Weischer was on the run, but he'll stick at second base. So Hawthorne has just put up their open for business sign, as stepping in is Jesse Arciniega. And Arciniega not only can do it on the mound, but he can also do it on the plate.
Arciniega, Lou, leading the team in hitting, band 338, 11 RBIs, 6 doubles. Still hasn't hit that first home run, but what a better time right now with the wind blowing out. You never know.
Yeah, he's bluffing the bunt as this one settles in for a strike, a curveball from Sandoval. Now, there's a huge brush fire. It's ignited. It was just reported at a few acres. Now it's well over 100 acres in the Hollywood Hills. And that's why we're getting a bit of a shade here, as this one's fouled back 0-2 to Arciniega, as the smoke from that fire is now right over our head and putting sort of a brown tinge on things here, kind of almost an eclipse of the sun.
With the record heat going on and a brush fire, the wind's going.
Way high, 1-2. It was hotter yesterday in Huntington Beach in the 90s than it was in the San Fernando Valley or the Inland Empire. Very strange weather.
So you're out there in just your Speedo, Lou? Getting some sun?
Yeah, right. This one's popped up into right field. The wind's going to carry this one, though, and it drops in front of Ramirez, and everybody moves up 90 feet, as that one just was wind-aided and ends up smack in the middle of everybody. Ramirez and Macias in the outfield, and Gomez, the second baseman. So it's a base hit for Arciniega. That'll bring up A.J. Perry, who's looking for his first home run. The only person with a home run on the Cougars is standing at third base, Chris Weischer. And we called it right here on Channel 22 Sports. Curveball in for a strike. Calling balls and strikes is Jess Montgomery, and on the base paths, Scott Tomlinson. Those are your umpires today. The reason I called Oop, this one gets by the catcher Martin, and in dives Weischer. It's 1-0 Cougars on the wild pitch. So Sandoval having trouble finding the strike zone right now. As moving up to third base is Franco, to second, Arciniega.
Last week, Morningside played Culver City tough. They lost 2-0 and 1-0. Coach was saying that they're playing a little bit better, but they just can't get those runs across, and now they find themselves down one and in a lot of trouble. Sandoval is with Artis Perry at the plate.
Artis just waiting to get a hold of one, especially with that wind blowing straight out to left field. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball, and that's hit into the gap in left center field. Back goes Martin, and that's going to be a home run. So Artis Perry gets it up into that jet stream, and it's gone. And it's a 3-run home run for A.J. Perry, and that makes the score 4-0 Cougars.
A.J. Perry, Lou, first homer of the year, RBIs 13, 14, and 15. What a better shot than it was right there. Gives Hawthorne the big 4-0 lead, and if they have any chance of getting into that playoff, Perry's just putting them on the right track. It's a bomb he just hit.
That sure was. He hit that left center field where that fence just goes straight out. And that's well over 350 feet. Nice pitch by Sandoval to come back as Tony Lee steps in. Left-handed power hitter.
What a way to
right
start
field.
an inning, huh? 4 batters, 4 runs, nobody out here.
No, if the nice breaking ball for strike 2.
That's
if
a
the
senior
wild
day.
pitch hadn't happened, then Perry would have had a grand slam. Wow, this one almost undresses Sandoval, and this is another base hit. So Tony Lee continues the hit parade today. Nobody out in the bottom of the first inning, 4-0 Cougars, as Tony Lee gets his 19th hit of the game and improves on that .321 batting average. And that'll bring up designated hitter Mike Gutierrez.
Gutierrez has been a big help to this Cougar squad early on in the year. We saw him on the mound doing well. And Gutierrez, second in the team in hitting back, .333 coming into this game, 12 RBIs. He was tied with Artis Perry, but Perry just passed him up with that 3-run bomb. But Gutierrez, a junior, solid on the hill, also 3-2 record. Real impressive young man. He's going to be carrying this team next year.
And there goes the runner Lee as the throw by Sandoval goes into center field. And Lee better just count his blessings and stay right there at second base.
Lee was trying to catch Sandoval sleeping. Sandoval just so focused in on the batter, trying to throw some strikes that Lee took off and looked like he had a big jump, but his shortstop able to get the attention of Sandoval. Sandoval had Lee as a dead duck, threw the ball into center field. Just another mistake right here early on for the Monarchs.
So Lee at second base on the error by Sandoval, and Spider-Man at the plate. As this one's bounced in the dirt, gets away from Martin. Or Martin. Second wild pitch.
Francisco Martin.
And it's 1-1. Sandoval. That curveball stays up, 2-1. Now Gutierrez, I believe he's our Spider-Man, right? Wasn't he the one that was bitten by a spider and had the infection
Perez
last
year?
Hmm?
Dago Perez last year was
that
bitten
was
by
Perez.
the spider.
Similar body types.
Muscular.
Yes. Robust. Enjoy life.
Hey, Gutierrez is a good-looking hitter, Lou.
Yeah, he is. If he can tag one, that he's going to be enjoying life even more. Now it's 3-1.
Especially with being senior day, you got that extra incentive. You want to do well last time playing at your home field, and It's a good way to get the game started for the Cougars.
And he strikes out looking. Guess the count must have been 2-2. That's the first out of the inning. And the 35th strikeout for Sandoval. As Jesse Sepulveda steps in. J.C. Sepulveda.
Sepulveda, a senior, making his last appearance. Excellent job behind the plate. No more for his defensive skills, and he's been able to carry Jesse Arciniega this year. Tony Lee's pitched pretty well. Gutierrez pitched pretty well. He's handled the staff well. Last year he had Richard Riley, who did an excellent job. So Sepulveda.
Here comes the man coming in from third, and a squeeze play. The run scores, and Sepulveda is out. I tell you, Tony Lee might have been safe without the bunt. But it's a sacrifice, and that works.
Coach Hines going to the squeeze play, taking no chances. Get the run across any way you can right now. That makes it 5-0. And you know, when you're trying to get into the playoffs, you want to get your momentum going, trying to do the best for your team. And Coach Hines pulling it out. As we've seen him all year long, he likes to squeeze. And Sepulveda's a good bunter and got the job done for another RBI in the year.
And there's another bunt. Nicely done by Tim O'Neill, and nobody's going to get him as Sepulveda ends up on his wallet.
Tim O'Neill, first pitch, gets a nice drag bunt down the line. Even if Sepulveda would have been able, or Sandoval would have been able to stay on his feet, O'Neill runs well. He probably would have beat that throw out, and Hawthorne's not going away now. They've batted around.
Luis Polanco steps in. There's a pitch out, and getting back is O'Neill. Luis is a senior, 5'8", 155. Batting 161 coming in. As that one's in the dirt. 2-0. So 2 outs and a man on. The 9th Cougar to step to the plate. Luis Polanco, runner goes, and the ball slips out of the hand of Martin. And at second with the stolen base is Tim O'Neill.
Polanco at the plate, Lou. You know I got to mention, he's got those nice locks just flowing out of the helmet. Got a bit of a curl to his fro, though. I like Weishar with the long straight hair.
Curveball finds its way in, 2-1.
Wonder how long it took him to grow that, because he didn't have it
2-2.
at the beginning of the year, the locks like that, did he?
I don't know, maybe they're extensions.
Nah, come on, Lou. You want to take pride in hair like that. You don't want extensions.
This one's popped up, and the catcher, Martin, just misses it. That was a tough one because it was near the dugout and just outside of the long screen that covers home plate here at Hawthorne High. So it remains 2-2. As Polanco just trying to protect the plate. Here comes the 2-2. Now it's 3-2. So 3-2 with 2 outs. O'Neill will probably be running because Jeff Hines knows that he needs runs. Got to really pad the upholstery with runs today just to have a chance to help yourself out. This one's fouled at the plate. Yeah, all Luis needs is to have those locks locked up into cornrows like Manny Ramirez. Second walk issued by Sandoval. And Chris Weischer gets his second shot of the inning at Sandoval. Becoming the 10th man to come to the plate. And talking about Weischer, I don't know if you can see his, this is a ground ball up the middle. It's going to be scooped up, and everybody's safe as Medina just could not get the ball over to Gomez in time.
Nice play and tough play by Rudy Medina going up the middle, and able to stop the ball, and he saved the run there. Had the backhand flip to Juan Gomez. Gomez not able to hold on. Nice acrobatic play by Rudy Medina over at shortstop for the Monarchs.
So we're going to give him a fielder's choice or a base hit on that?
It's a fielder's choice for
Okay.
Weishar.
I figured on senior day you might be a little more compassionate, but okay.
So you can be compassionate at all you want, Lou, but you still
Jose
gotta,
Sandoval coming pitching a curveball in the dirt. Then it's ball one to Irving Franco.
gotta earn it still, Lou.
Oh, I know that. But it's senior day.
It's not Christmas.
Almost second Christmas because school's almost out. 2-0 to Franco, who had a base hit and scored on A.J. Perry's first home run of the year, a 3-run job. Curveball, and that stays out of the strike zone. 3-0 now. As the bases are loaded again, and Sandoval is in danger of walking in a run. So Franco was taken all the way, and that is a fastball in there for a strike. Strike two. His Montgomery strike zone is very liberal.
Senior day, you gotta come up and swing it.
They're bringing it. You got to swing it now. Everybody's going on 3-2. High chopper towards Medina. He's going to go the long way, and he's safe as Polanco scores. And ahead of him, O'Neill scored on the infield single. So 2 RBI on the infield single by Irving Franco.
Franco hit that ball at hard chopper. The shortstop Medina had to sit back and get it. Franco can fly. He was down the base quick, and give Luis Polanco a lot of credit, coming all the way around from second to score easily, giving Hawthorne a bigger lead here.
Now it's 7-0 in favor of the Cougars. And a breaking ball to Jesse Arciniega is in for a strike. Jesse also had a base hit in his first at bat and scored in front of AJ, who's on deck. Fastball. Low. 1-1. So a long bottom of the first for Jose Sandoval and the Morningside Monarchs, as this one's hit high in the air as the center fielder Ramirez puts it away, and that brings an end to a very long first inning. But the Cougars have had a big feast on this one, on Morningside pitching. 7-0 is the score for the Cougars against the Monarchs, over the Monarchs. And the big hit of the day was A.J. Perry's 3-run home run. We'll be back with the second inning right after this on Channel 22 Sports. And we're back at Hawthorne High School. It's 7-0 Cougars over the Monarchs here in the final home game for the Cougars. Senior day here. And A.J. Perry, the junior, having some success. And boy, they really racked him up against Jose Sandoval.
Yeah, they're just good piece of hitting by the Cougars. Sandoval getting the ball over the plate a little bit too much, and 7 runs on 6 hits, all the runs earned against Sandoval, just what the Cougars needed to do, an offensive explosion.
Now Jose Sandoval, the pitcher, goes up against Jesse Arciniega, who you'd think would get some rest, but he had 2 at-bats as he flew out to end the first inning and also had a base hit and had a nice, easy trip around the bases on A.J. Perry's home run. As this foul ball goes out of play and just misses my car. I thought my car was going to be safe.
Second bounce, I got the hood of the Jeep.
I thought my car was okay where it is. It should be. I guess I'll just have to say a couple of more novenas when I get home.
Long game,
Curveball.
Lou. Long game. The way the Cougars been hitting.
That's right.
I think you're going to be safe. They're not going to be hitting too many fouls.
So Sandoval swings and misses at a curveball. And at 2-2 now. So that curveball almost unscrewed Jose Sandoval out of his shoes. Dueling number 23s, and now it's full count. So maybe that long inning did something to the psyche of Jesse Arciniega. We'll find out here. Yep. A little bit too long of an inning for him. First walk of the game.
He was busy running the bases.
He worked up a sweat. Unlike Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, man.
Boy, what an embarrassment to boxing that was the other night. Victor Casillas steps in, and this breaking ball is overthrown again, and another ball.
So you paid to watch the fight, Lou?
I watched
You're going to tell me you shelled out money.
The best thing about the fight, I didn't pay for it, but I watched it.
Should have known. Should have known you didn't
With
invite
two
people.
former professional boxers, I thought I was going to die.
Who were you watching with?
Watched it with Jim Brewer and John Rosilius. Both made their marks in the boxing ring and then parlayed it into good careers in Hollywood.
Can't beat that. Much like yourself, right?
Yeah, right.
The career in Hollywood.
Uh-huh, sure.
You're a star, Louie. You're a star.
And I'm loving every minute of it on Channel 22 Sports. This one finds the strike zone. 2-1. Victor Casillas, his first look at Jesse Arciniega today. Here comes the 2-1, and that finds the corner. So now Jesse is starting to focus in. Casillas, the leading hitter on the Monarchs, coming in at .333. Actually only has 3 at-bats. And he looks at strike 3 called.
Number 17, Francisco Martinez.
Second strikeout and 54th on the year for Jesse Arciniega.
Arciniega, after walking the leadoff batter Sandoval, really settling down, able to get Casillas looking, and now he's up against Cisco Martin, the catcher.
Hitting 167 as he chases back Sandoval. Trying to make Sandoval work up a sweat out there at first base. Wonder if he'll go with 2 down. Bouncer towards second base. Franco picks it up and shovels it to Weischer for 1 on to Perry. Double play. And that ends the inning, as that's why Jesse, who fist pumps Arciniega and Franco, as he gets the double play, the good old 4-6-3, the pitcher's best friend. Nothing doing for the Monarchs against the Cougars. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go into the bottom of the second inning. Cougars 7, Monarchs nothing on Channel 22 Sports. Artis Perry to lead it off against Jose Sandoval. And this pitch is way up high. Perry with his first home run of the year, a 3-run job. And maybe this is a sign of good things to come, not only for the remainder of the baseball season, but over our right shoulder on the gridiron come next fall.
Artis Perry, the quarterback for the Cougars, going to be heading into his senior year. Expects to have a big one this year. Took some lumps last year, but
Oh, he took more than his lumps.
it was a growing experience, Lou.
Yeah, the lumps on his head were a growing experience.
As the bruises were growing.
Looks like Artis has had a little bit of a growth spurt.
Looks a little bit taller,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit leaner.
Listed at 6'2", 200, 220. Just 3-1 to AJ. Fastball is hit high in the air right over second base. Gomez says he has it and puts it away.
Now batting number 32, Tony Lee.
That'll bring up Tony Lee, who had a base hit and was picked off, but ended up at second base on the throwing error by Sandoval. Took third base on a wild pitch and scored on the squeeze play. It's a foul ball. So it's been a fun year here on Channel 22 Sports on the diamond again. Started off with some blustery cold weather, even a little bit of rain. But today, you couldn't ask for anything more. I mean, it is breezy. 1-1 now to Lee. But just a perfect day.
Tony Lee's got that smooth left-handed stroke. We just stand up there. Looks like anything they hit is just smooth. Everything they do, left-handed hitters look smooth. And with his 321 average, that's exactly what he does.
3-1. So Tony Lee, in his last game at the Cougar Lair, pops this one up. And that
just missed the car.
Missed a couple of cars by a few feet. That's danger. That should be a red zone over there.
You got to know, though, you don't exactly come back and park behind home plate at a baseball game.
That's a couple of nice cars over there with the tinted windows.
Unless you got an insurance claim ready to go that you've been working on for a while.
Third walk of the afternoon by Sandoval. And that'll bring up Javi Zepeda. Check that, Mike Gutierrez. The designated hitter who struck out looking in the first inning. I'm sure he would love to make amends for that. So the strike zone eluding Sandoval again. That one's low. Ball 2. 2-0. So after the big first inning, you have to wonder if the Cougars are going to sit on their laurels, but no, Tony Lee goes as he is out. The throw from Martin down to Gomez was a little late, but Tony Lee looked like Billy Ray Cyrus on Dancing with the Stars, kind of stutter stepped his way into second base.
I don't know if he looked that good. It looked like the hit and run play was on. It was a pitch out. Gutierrez did what you got to do as a batter, protect your runner, try to give him a chance, but good throw by Martin down to Gomez. Tony Lee was caught stealing. Only the first time this year that Lee has been thrown out stealing. He was a perfect 4 for 4 going into that.
2-1 to Gutierrez. And this one's up around the chin, and Gutierrez.
Batting number 17.
I thought it was 2-1. Okay. Fourth walk given up by Sandoval. And now Martin wants to have a chat with Jose Sandoval before J.C. Sepulveda steps in, who made a nice sacrifice bunt to knock in Tony Lee back in the first inning.
The squeeze play was on, and when it works, it looks beautiful. When it don't, you point your finger at the batter, and Sepulveda made sure to get his job done. He knocked the ball down, and another RBI for him, for Sepulveda. Excellent catcher behind the plate, and he headed to Cal State Northridge in the fall.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's another Big West school.
The Big West.
A ball to J.C., who again has a black armband on for his grandfather, Pablo. J.P., excuse me. That one just caught the inside corner, 1-1. So Pablo, maybe the P is for Pablo. Jonathan Pablo Sepulveda. We're just guessing on the P, of course. As this one bounces in front of Martin, as Gutierrez somehow eludes the tag of Gomez.
Now Gutierrez has been trying to win the Dancing with the Stars. You know he's been watching with that move right there, able to get around the tag of Gomez. It was a wild pitch by Sandoval. The ball hit the backstop, bounced right back to the catcher Martin, who made a good, strong throw down to Gomez. But Gutierrez showing those nifty dancing moves, able to get around. He's safe.
Boy, he looked like Mario Lopez out there.
There you go,
Dancing
Lou.
with the
Not
Stars.
that you watch the show or anything, right?
No. Swing and a miss by Sepulveda.
I mean, that's just what I read in the paper.
Yeah, I just watched the updates on the news.
Yeah.
2-2 to Sepulveda. Hey, you know what? When you've got a beautiful wife that's been putting up with all of your sports shows, strike 3 called, and Sepulveda says, and Montgomery says, you can argue about it, just not here.
That'll
Second
end the inning,
strikeout.
Lou.
So sometime that's going to end the inning. As we're going to go into the 3rd inning, no runs, no hits.
Yeah. No runs, no hits. They stranded a runner, but looks like Rashawn, our sideline reporter, will have a report.
And let's go down to Rashawn if he's ready.
Thanks a lot, guys. We all know it's been an up and down season for this Hawthorne Cougar team. Starting off the season okay, going 6-6 in the month of March, but the month of April was just terrible for this team. Going 1-8 during that month, they just couldn't hit. I talked to Coach Hines before the game about that, and he said, you know, it's just one of those things. We knew we were going to play some tough games, but we knew we were just going to have to respond. Jesse Arciniega hit just 130 during that month of April. Gutierrez hit just 222 during that month of April. He's so happy that the month of May is here, and of course, you saw not so much luck here in the 2nd inning, but in the 1st inning, putting up a 7 spot against this Morningside team. One other note to pass along, one of Morningside's players has returned to the dugout from taking his high school exit exam, Rudy Montenegro. He's in the dugout right now. When or if he'll play remains to be seen. We'll let you know. We keep you posted. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn. We'll just keep it right here with the score going into the 3rd inning. 7-0 in favor of the Cougars. And for more play-by-play, let's go a little early to Beto Duran.
Thanks, Lou. Top of the 3rd. The Monarchs still have not batted through their lineup. They're going to send their 7, 8, 9 batters up. Juan Gomez, Manolo Velasquez, and Leo Macias will lead it off with Juan Gomez. Gomez is batting just a .132, 5 hits on the season, and he'll be going up against Jesse Arciniega here to start off the 3rd. First pitch for Arciniega, swung on, grounder to the shortstop Weishar. He's going to charge it hard, and it's going to go up off the wrist. Gomez will reach the base, the 2nd runner of the day for the Monarchs. When Jose Sandoval was walked earlier in the game, be error on Weishar.
Boy, you're being tough on the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, Weishar came in charging hard. It was a play that he'll tell you 100 times he should be making it. He feels that cleanly. Gomez would have been out. Manolo Vasquez playing left field is up at bat, the number 8 batter. Sees the first pitch from Arciniega. Called strike, 0-1.
Gomez has no stolen bases, hasn't even attempted a stolen base.
Arciniega sets, picks over to first. Perry slaps the tag down. Gomez is back easy. 7-0 Hawthorne leads here at the top of the 3rd. Jesse Arciniega on the mound. The 0-1 pitch he sets. Curveball called strike 2. It broke in nicely, so Arciniega gets the quick jump on Velasquez.
Yeah, that was a nice one. That was inside, and that really buckled the legs of Manolo as that bit the inside corner.
Gomez with the big lead over at first. The 0-2 pitch. It's a grounder up the middle. Weishar's going to make the play on the run. He's going to get Velasquez over at first. A nice play for Velasquez. Nice plays by Weishar to retire Velasquez for the first out.
That was a very nice play because that one just bounced over the head of Arciniega. as he couldn't get it, tried to turn the double play. As you see it there, Weischer picking it up as he knew that the runner before him, Gomez, was by him. So he only had one play and had to make a strong throw and parry the nice stretch.
Bring up the right fielder, Leo Macias, batting number 9. First pitch from him, swung on and missed. Arciniega once again gets out to an early 0-1 lead.
So Jesse Arciniega, senior. Boy, it doesn't seem all that long ago. Seems just like last month he was catching.
The pickoff attempt to second. It looks like they got him, and they do. Juan Gomez picked off by Jesse Arciniega. The throw to Chris Weischer, go down 1-6 for the second out. A nice play by Arciniega, Lou.
Absolutely. Spun around and caught Gomez napping.
Next pitch for Arciniega to Macias is a ball outside. Count's going to be 1-1 with 2 outs. That's a big play by Arciniega, able to get the lead runner over at second for the second out.
Oh, you bet.
Next pitch is outside. Sepulveda trying to frame it. 2-1 the count to Leo Macias.
Especially after that slow high bouncer that just wasn't hit hard enough for a double play ball.
2-1 pitch by Arciniega. Swung on and missed by Macias. 2-2's the count now. So when things are going right, they're going right, Lou? They're up 7. Get a runner on base and you pick them off.
This is the type of game that you'd want to keep on. Wow.
The 2-2 pitch by Macias, taking a call, strike 3. Just like that, Morningside is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left on base, and at the end of 2.5, with Hawthorne coming up to bat at the bottom of the 3rd, it's 7-0 Hawthorne. We'll be back with more on Hawthorne Cable, Channel 22. Bottom of the 3rd at Hawthorne High, 7-0 Cougars leading the Morningside Monarchs. We'll get this getting going with Tim O'Neill, Luis Polanco, and Chris Weischer. O'Neill singled in the first, stole second, and scored all in the first, and the big 7-run first for the Cougars. First pitch he sees from Jose Sandoval, taking for a strike.
And I would imagine that Jose Sandoval is going to be out there for quite a while. A short bench for Coach Ken Jaffe today.
Next pitch taken by O'Neill, another called strike on the outside. So the zone's getting bigger as the Hawthorne lead increases, which is expected.
That's right.
0-2 pitch from Sandoval to O'Neill, swung on and fouled out of the catcher's glove, Cisco Martin. So O'Neill stays alive.
O'Neill had an infield hit and a stolen base and scored on the infield single. It was a 2-run infield single by Irving Franco back in the first inning.
Curveball popped up, short center field. He's coming on, and he will not be able to make a play. O'Neill reaches with the base hit. Nice try by Edgar Rodriguez, the center fielder, giving up the body, trying to make the sliding catch. Couldn't hold on. O'Neill now with the second hit of the day.
So O'Neill having a terrific day, improving on his .324 batting average. As that one gets caught up into the wind, Ramirez maybe losing it up in that smoke-filled sky as the ball just drops in.
Luis Polanco at the plate with O'Neill over at first. First pitch he sees in the dirt for a ball. The snap throw to first. O'Neill's back safe.
Man, that can be a little dangerous. Sliding in that close to the bag, it can really jam an ankle. But then again, you don't want to get out either and catch the wrath of Jeff Hines.
Polanco showing bunt, pulls it back, and that's a strike. The outside corner. (7-0) Hawthorne lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Luis Polanco at the plate. Shows bunt, he drops one down. Pitcher is going to pick it up, make a throw to first, and he is out at first. Luis Polanco is, as Jose Sandoval jumping off the mound, makes a nice strong throw to the first baseman, Jose Robledo, retire Luis Polanco.
Now, that was a terrific throw by Sandoval. That had to be a strike because Polanco was really tearing down the line. As that one went straight up in the air and died in the thick infield grass here at Hawthorne High School.
So the sacrifice works for Coach Jeff Hines. Tim O'Neill over at second. Leadoff batter Chris Weishar at the plate. Off-speed pitch is outside. Weishar walked in the first, reached on a fielder's choice also in the first. Scored a run in the first on a wild pitch for the first Hawthorne run. Next pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Cisco Martin, the catcher for the Monarchs. Third at bat of the day for Chris Weishar. We're only in the third. I should tell you how good things are going for Hawthorne as they're up 7-0 here in the third inning.
Weishar just kind of doesn't know the meaning of fear. Is definitely the leader of this team as a senior.
3-0 count to Chris Weishar. Probably going to be taken all the way here. And he is. Called strike outside. 3-1 count to Chris, the shortstop, with the long flowing locks. Sandoval sets a 3-1 pitch. It's a called strike at the letters. So it's now a full count to Chris Weishar. Sandoval is battling back.
That's good to see, too, especially after Jose with a few shaky innings.
3-2 pitches in the third. Weishar works the walk. So now Weishar will be at first. Tim O'Neill at second with Irving Franco coming to plate.
That's walk number 5 given up by Sandoval.
Franco, 2 for 2 on the day. Both hits coming in the first inning. Had a base hit as number 2 batter. He scored a run and another base hit when he was the 11th batter to come to the plate. As that ball is thrown into center field on the pickoff attempt. They're going to try to gun Weishar at second, and he's safe.
Better watch
Tim
the man
O'Neill will
around
reach third.
As Tim almost made the big turn and almost came home, as Weishar took a lot of time out of Juan Gomez's day there.
Sandoval trying to pull a page out of Jesse Arciniega to pick off the runner. O'Neill at second, threw that ball into center field. O'Neill easy to third. Weishar trying to sneak in at second, and the center fielder Rodriguez going for the play at second. Almost had him a little bit too late with the throw. The first pitch to Franco is fouled off into the neighborhood.
Right onto somebody's lawn there. Well, I'd love to have a nice little pitch up towards the green like that. They just kind of stuck in there
You
like
mean
a
you
dart.
don't? Get your little wedge out. 0-1 count. Next pitch is outside. Irving Franco, who has 2 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. Able
Both
to
of the RBIs on an infield single.
infield single, and Franco looking to cash in a couple more. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. So Sandoval's doing a real good job of working that outside corner. It's just when he gets a little bit too much of the plate that these Cougars are just jumping on him.
Or he's been pitching him in the dirt.
Curveball's upstairs, 2-2 the count to Irving Franco, the second baseman for the Cougars, playing on senior day. Pitch from Sandoval. Off speed, Franco chops it over the third baseman's head. 1 run will score. Coming in is Weishar. He'll score easy. So Irving Franco with the base hit, 2 RBIs. Give him 4 ribbies on the day. There's now 9-0 Hawthorne here in the bottom of the third.
That is RBI number 4 and 5. He only had 1 RBI coming into today, and it's just busted it open with a bouncer through the hole and then an infield single. So 2 hits that wouldn't blacken your eye, and he's got 4 RBI.
3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Huge day for Irving Franco on his last home game. Jesse Arciniega at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Arciniega 0 for 1 on 1 for 2 on the day, correct me here. Base hit in the first when he scored, and he flied out to the center fielder to end the first inning. Pitch out, nothing doing. Franco staying home. 1-1 the count to Jesse Arciniega, the pitcher.
So 9-0. That's more runs than I think we've seen the Cougars score in all of our games combined on Channel 22 Sports.
Yeah, the Channel 22
It's a
good luck
breakout.
charm that you are hasn't worked this year for the Cougars, but I guess you're making up for it in one way. Huh, Lou? It's all or nothing with you.
Now we got the trifecta. We've got Rashawn, you, and Tom Strickfaden.
Arciniega is going to cue ball one. That's going to dribble into right field. He's going to get on with the base hit. Franco will stop over at second. Arciniega claps in hand, kind of laughs like, when things are going good for you, they're going right.
Well, and Gomez and Macias, the second baseman and right fielder, a little bit of Keystone coppery there. Couldn't find the ball.
That ball looked like it went off the end of the bat for Arciniega, and they were playing him to pull. Gomez, second baseman, had no shot at it as he just dribbled into right field. But hey, that's a line drive any book you look at it, right, Lou?
Absolutely.
Artis Perry at the plate with a chance to do some more damage for the Cougars. First pitch to him is off speed and upstairs, ball one. Perry with the big blast in the first inning. The 3-run bomb, his first homer of the year.
I didn't think that was going to make it over the wall to begin with, but that jet stream up there just really gives the ball a ride.
Next pitch to Perry, a big hack, fouled it back, 1-1 the count.
And if you've never been here, we're, I'd say about 200 yards, 300 yards away from the 405, and there's really nothing blocking that ocean breeze coming off of El Segundo, Manhattan Beach. And it just whips right through here. And it just comes right on the coast, down that third baseline, towards the big water tower there.
And if you smack it well enough, it's going to keep on going just like Perry's was. 2-1 count to Artis Perry playing first base. Next pitch to him, off speed in the dirt. It's going to get past the catcher Martin. Runners will advance. Franco over to the third. Arciniega over to second on the wild pitch.
So I believe that's the third wild pitch of the day for Sandoval.
So 9-0 Hawthorne leads here in the third. They score 7 in the first, 2 this inning, thanks to Irving Franco's base hit. 3-1 count to Artis Perry. He swings, he's grounded to the shortstop. Medina's going to knock it down, only plays at first, and Perry looks like he'll be safe. Coming in to score will be Irving Franco. That'll make it 10-0 Hawthorne as Artis Perry picks up his 4th RBI of the day.
And A.J. Perry just protecting the plate with a 3-ball count, a 3-1 count. Didn't want to get a walk. He wanted to get a hit one way or another. Just stuck his bat out there, and Medina just couldn't handle it. But the run scores. Now we're double digits.
So Perry's over at first. Arciniega advances to third on the hit by Perry. Tony Lee at the plate. The first pitch to him swung on it, grooved into right field. Arciniega will score. Perry's on his way to third. Tony Lee's digging for 2. It looks like he's going to get there. A double for Tony Lee, and RBI. It is now 11-0 Hawthorne here in the bottom of the third.
Nice hit by Tony Lee. And Artis Perry, some good base running to get over to second base.
With 2 outs on contact, you're just running hard, and Artis Perry was. He was chugging the Lee from the moment he got out of the box. It looked like he was going for a double.
So Tony Lee with his 10th RBI of the season. Artis Perry now with 16 RBI in the season. It's now Coach Ken Jaffe is going to make some changes here. The
Looks
third
like
baseman, Victor Casillas, is going to start warming up, and that means another man from the dugout comes out.
Ricardo Jimenez will be coming in to play third. Jimenez is senior. Go to third as Zepeda will go to the bullpen and warm up as the Cougars are really starting to tag Sandoval here in the third inning. They've scored 4 runs on 5 hits. 4 base hits. The only extra base hit was that double by Lee, just surrendered right now, and Mike Gutierrez at the plate. Gutierrez struck out in the first and walked in the second. Curveballs upstairs, and Jose Sandoval trying to get out of the inning. Only one out here in the third. It was on a sacrifice bunt by Luis Polanco that advanced Tim O'Neill to second. The 1-0 pitch swung on, foul back. As Gutierrez up there taking a big hack, Lou. When you know your team is up big and you have a chance to just sit on a fastball and you take your hacks, you gotta love that.
And he just missed that one too. When you foul it straight back, he didn't miss it by much.
1-1 pitch to Gutierrez. He's in the dirt. Another nice stop by Martin, who's been really had his work cut out for him back there.
Yeah, he's been earning his keep back there today, with the balls bouncing in there and out of there. But Jose Sandoval, having been a rough go, didn't know if he was going to even play today or not, or start today.
Curveball is driven up in the air in between left center. Center fielder's going. It looks like it's going to fall. Artis Perry's coming around to score. Tony Lee will come around to score, and Mike Gutierrez gets to second with a double. 2 RBIs for him. It is now 13-0. Hawthorne over Morningside.
So everybody's getting in on the act now.
The 4th double of the year for Gutierrez. RBIs number 13 and 14. As the Cougars have now batted around for the 2nd time this game. Jonathan Sepulveda. And it looks like that's going to be it for Sandoval.
So Ken Jaffe has seen enough. As he was hoping that he could maybe get out of this inning and give Casillas some time to warm up. But actually, this is the first trip to the mound for Jaffe, so he may keep him out there to give Casillas some time to warm up, but doesn't look like Victor's really warming up too hard, too fast.
So it looks like the first baseman, Jose Robledo, will be coming in to pitch. Robledo is a lefty. Gonna have to get a new mitt.
That's right, you can't go out there with on the mound with a first baseman's glove. I guess you could. And let's go to Rashawn. Rashawn Haylock has an update.
Thanks, guys. It's senior day with somewhat of a somber mood out here. You guys, you mentioned it earlier. Some of the fans at home might have noticed the black armbands or the black patches on the caps of this Hawthorne Cougar team. Coach J.C. Randolph's mom, Sarah Baylor, passed away last week. And talking to Coach Hines, he said it was just a team decision, something to do to tribute and honor Miss Baylor as well as Coach Randolph, because this team just responded to Coach Randolph like none other. It's not always just about baseball, what goes on between these lines out here, but more about life and the life lessons that Coach Randolph has taught them. Obviously, he's done a pretty good job as this senior class is getting ready to depart here today and doing an excellent job on the field as well. Back to you guys up there in the booth.
Thanks, Rashawn, for that report. Jose Sandoval, Lou, what a rough day. Goes 2 1/3 innings. Gives up 13 runs with another runner out there that's responsible to him, and Mike Gutierrez. 12 hits and struck out 2. As Hawthorne really teed off on him.
Well, they sure did. As definitely the best offensive day of the season for Hawthorne.
The new pitcher is going to be Jose Robledo. Robledo's 2-1 on the season. ERA of 5.54. Was only pitched in 17 innings. He's a lefty, so that'll give Hawthorne a different look. Maybe that'll be the difference.
This beats the previous season high, a 10-1 win over Inglewood last week.
And the most runs that Morningside has given up this year has been 14 to Centennial. That was on March 24th, and Hawthorne looks like they were going to break that.
17, J.P. Sepulveda.
So we'll get going again with the catcher J.P. Sepulveda, who's headed to Cal State Northridge in the fall. Sepulveda had the suicide squeeze in the first and struck out looking in the second. here in the third, looking to knock in somebody else. So we'll reset this. Jose Sandoval, the pitcher, has now moved over to first, and Jose Robledo, who was playing first, is now on the hill. First pitch to JP is called a strike, an off-speed pitch by Robledo, looking nice.
Jose
Lefty
Robledo.
sets. As Sepulveda drops a nice drag bunt down the third base line. He's going to beat the throw out easily as JP Sepulveda gets his first hit of the day. A nice drag bunt down the line.
That was nice. Some good speed shown by JP as well. As JP is at a nice squeeze and also a drag bunt for a hit. That advances the runner.
So the 10th batter of the inning will be Tim O'Neill. O'Neill led this inning off with a base hit. First pitch to him is upstairs.
And the pinch runner over at third base for Gutierrez is that Zepeda?
Robledo sets
Where's
the next
that?
pitch, also upstairs. 2-0 the count.
Hurtado, I believe. No. It's Zepeda. Javier Zepeda running for designated hitter. Zepeda's being, Gutierrez is the designated hitter for Zepeda.
The 2-0 pitch, upstairs, 3-0 the count. Yeah. Gutierrez was DHing for Zepeda. So with Gutierrez getting that double, Zepeda getting a chance to run. 3-0 pitch called strike one. 3-1 the count to Tim O'Neill. Zepeda was playing some third early on, and doing a good job there for the Cougars. Zepeda over at third. Sepulveda at first. Tim O'Neill at the plate. The 3-1 pitch swung on, off-speed pitch that he was way out ahead of front, as O'Neill is now a full count on him.
Robledo has 14 strikeouts on the season and 13 walks.
So full count, see if Sepulveda's on the move. He's not, as O'Neill fouls it back. Up there battling. Robledo's just a lefty. He comes, sets, and throws. Fires.
I'm impressed with him. He just kind of rears back and throws it. The big old right hand, or big old overhand lefty.
The 3-2 pitch again, and O'Neill's out in front of it. He swings and misses for the second out of the inning.
Number 14, Louis Polanco.
So Louis Polanco, the center fielder, coming to the plate. Polanco had the nice sacrifice bunt earlier this inning, and he walked in the first and scored a run. So Polanco looking for his first official at-bat of the day. Takes that one for a strike. Zepeda over at third. Sepulveda at first. 2 outs here, bottom of the third. Next pitch is upstairs. Hawthorne scored 7 in the first. They've scored 6 here in the third for a 13-0 lead over the Morningside Monarchs.
So we had a feeling that this team was going to get it together offensively at the beginning of the year. All they needed to do was just get that one key hit. Boy, have they gotten a lot of them today.
Yeah, after Artis Perry's 3-run blast in the first, and it's contagious, Lou. Baseball is one of those games where if you're going good, everybody goes good. When it's going bad, everybody seems to be going bad. Merrill sets. It's a grounder down the first base line. A nice play by Sandoval. He's going to snag that, step on the line to retire Polanco. That'll end the inning, but not after Hawthorne gets 6 runs in the third inning. That is now 13 for Hawthorne, 0 for Morningside as we head to the 4th inning here on Hawthorne Lawndale Cable, Channel 22. Top of the 4th inning, Hawthorne leads Morningside 13-0 on senior day here at Hawthorne High School. the last home game for many of these seniors.
Well, none more faithful than a proud mom. I'm with Judy Weissar, Chris Weissar's mom, of course. Mom, how proud of you are you of Chris today on
Oh,
senior day?
extremely proud. He's had a great year. The boys have had a great season. I'm really proud.
How do you feel overall about this Hawthorne program? How Chris has grown so far in his last couple years?
Oh, most definitely. A lot of that's attributed to the coaches. They've got a couple good coaches here, and a lot of these boys have been playing baseball
Thank you,
together since they were
Rashawn.
5 years
Top of the
old.
fourth.
Is this a sad day seeing the last high school game here at home?
Oh, yeah, because he's my youngest, and I have no more in high school. So it is kind of sad. It's bittersweet. I'm glad he's going on, but I'm kind of sad to see him go.
All right, that's Chris Weissar's mom, Judy Weissar. Chris, of course, scored a run in that last inning for the Cougars. He'll be leading off the next inning for Hawthorne. Back to you guys up there in the booth.
The wind picked that up and just carried it out as Polanco had to go back on that ball, but he is playing fairly shallow. He's almost playing like a rover position out there.
Next pitch is a chopper to the shortstop. Weissar. He's going to knock it down. A throw on the run. Good strong throw to retire Jose Robledo. Chris Weissar with an impressive play for the second out of the inning.
Well, he's just been a cannon arm over there at shortstop.
It was a tough play. A little short hop that got him. He knocked it down, picked it up, and Robledo running well.
And this infield is a little thick and bumpy. And then once it gets into that dirt, you don't know where it's going to go.
Edgar Rodriguez at the plate now. He's going to drive one into the right field. Looks like he's going to get over the right fielder, Tony Lee. He's looking, digging for two. He's there. Lee bobbles the ball, and Rodriguez will pull up with a double. The first hit of the day for the Monarchs is Edgar Rodriguez. Gets a double off of Jesse Arciniega.
So the no-hit bid goes down the drain. 3 2/3 innings of no-hit pitching for Jesse Arciniega.
Tony Lee was playing really shallow in right field, and that was just a good hard fastball that Arciniega threw, and Rodriguez stuck his bat out. And against a hard throwing pitcher like Arciniega, you just put the bat on the ball, it's going to fly, and that's exactly what it did. It jumped over the right fielder head, Lee.
And didn't try to overpower the ball, just went with it.
As Arciniega rears back and just blows one by Jose Sandoval.
And Sandoval tried to get that one, but that was in on the hands. Beautiful
Arciniega's
pitch.
looking around like, I know I had a no-hitter. I should have been out. He's just sitting down and throw. Show me the one, and here you go. Off-speed pitch, a nice cutter. So quickly, Sandoval's down 0-2.
I don't think if Tony Lee was even playing back, I don't know if he would have gotten that one. That was a screaming line drive down the right field line.
Yeah, but Lee's real athletic, and if he would have been a step or two back, he might have had a chance. He just missed that ball, not by much. Interesting the conversation in between innings between Arciniega and Lee. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball is upstairs. Arciniega jumping off the mound looking for that call.
Now that was definitely outside.
When you're up 13 runs, you don't get the call. It's when you're down 13 when the zone expands. Arciniega sets the 1-2 pitch off speed, and it's in the dirt. Good stop by Sepulveda. As Jose Sandoval walked in the first inning, and he was picked off. Actually, was running into a double play there in the second. So 2-2 count to Sandoval. Arciniega checks the runner. He delivers. Fastball. It's foul back. Arciniega really wants to end it right now. He's jumping off the plate, off the mound like, hey, I want to finish this fourth inning. Little extra oomph you see from Arciniega here. So 2-2 count. Once again, Arciniega sets, checks the runner, delivers. That's outside. 3-2.
Jesse should just crank it up and throw in the big cheese.
That what you do right now, Lou? A fastball?
That's it.
All right, let's see if Arciniega listens to Lou. He winds over to second. This time, Rodriguez is awake. As that spin move worked earlier in the game against Juan Gomez at the top of the third. 3-2 count. Arciniega on the mound. He delivers. Curveball is inside, and he walks him. Arcega did not listen to the wise Lou Stowers. He went with the off-speed pitch, and he walks Jose Sandoval. So the first time that the Monarchs have had runners, multiple runners on base. Edgar Rodriguez reached on a double, and Jose Sandoval just walked. That'll bring up number 33, Ricardo Jimenez. First at bat of the day for Jimenez. It's a called strike on the outside part of the plate by Arciniega.
Ricardo Jimenez batting .231, has 6 hits, 1 RBI, and 2 doubles out of those 6 hits.
As he hits one into center field, and the center fielder, Polanco, will be there to as he says he made a catch, and it popped out of his glove.
Tomlinson
One
said
run will
no.
score.
Tomlin said no, and now Jeff Hines comes out of the dugout. Polanco got up looking like he did, and maybe we'll have a replay on this one.
Yeah. It looked like Polanco made the catch as Jeff Hines is out there arguing, but regardless, Rodriguez came around to score. It is now 13-1 Hawthorne, and it looks like Hines is just asking him, ask for help.
There's the replay. Polanco,
it looks like a catch.
It looks like he caught it to me. Nope, Tomlinson still says no. He and Jess Montgomery conferred. Maybe we can look at it one more time, Tom Strickfadden. There it is. Jimenez really belted it to right center field. And Polanco on his horse. There's the catch. Did it come out? Looks like he cradled it. It's still in his glove.
Second base umpire said that he cradled it against his body, but judging by the replay, he didn't any of that. Next was a grounder to Weishar. He's going to field it, throw it over to second. Franco to retire the runner, but regardless, Morningside puts up one as it is now 13-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hawthorne leads Morningside as the no-hit bid is broken up, and so is the shutout. It goes by the wayside. We'll come back to the bottom of the 4th inning on Hawthorne Lawndale Cable, Channel 22. Bottom of the 4th, 13-1, Hawthorne leads Morningside, and the one was scored on a controversial play. The center fielder, Luis Polanco, laid out, and it looked like he robbed for the catch for the 3rd out.
There's the catch. And now did the ball get out of the glove and back in?
Looks like he had possession of that ball the whole time, but it was ruled a base hit. That's how Morningside scored their first run. As here in the bottom of the 4th, Chris Weishar reaches on a base hit to lead off the bottom of the 4th for Hawthorne.
Okay.
The 14th hit of the day for the Cougars. They've scored 13 runs. Impressive.
Certainly is.
Irving Franco at the plate. Franco playing second. Swings and he fouls back. The first pitch from Jose Robledo, 1-1. Franco having a ball game, would you say, Lou? 3 for 3, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Considering he only had 1 RBI coming into the game, man, those stats look good.
Absolutely. This is a career game for him.
Next pitch of Franco's a ball dropped by the catcher. Looks like it's Ricardo Jimenez now behind the plate. A throw down is no chance as Weishar reaches on the pass ball.
Jimenez didn't have to throw it down to second base, that's for sure, but just wanted to make sure. So that's the 4th wild pitch given up by Monarch pitching today.
Franco's going to bloop one over the second baseman. Shortstop's going to make a throw to first, and Franco with a speedy one reaches on a base hit. His 4th hit of the day. I thought that ball had a chance to go to the outfield. It just died at the shortstop's feet, and Chris Weishar was caught in no man's land, but still advances over to third.
Well, none of Franco's hits have really been
Have any of them gone out of the infield?
Well, they've bounced out of the infield. I don't think he's hit one over the infield.
But regardless, he has 4 hits.
And 4 RBI.
Jesse Arciniga at the plate. Arciniga 2 for 3 on the day, 2 base hits, 2 runs scored. Looking to help his cause, and he takes the first pitch as a strike, and he's looking at the umpire like, okay, I'm on the mound. How come I'm not getting that call there? Because you have the 12-run lead, Jesse. Next pitch, Arciniga swung on. He takes a big hack, fouls it back. 0-2 the count.
Well, now that we're getting close to closing time, 13-1, maybe Jess Montgomery's making that strike zone a little bigger.
A little bigger. 405 traffic starting to back up a little bit. Hitting that peak time. 0-2 pitch to Arciniga. He's going to hit a shot up the middle for a base hit. Arciniga gets his 3rd hit of the day. Knocks in a run, an RBI for Jesse Arciniga. It is now 14-1 Hawthorne.
And another RBI for Arciniega as well. Jesse just keeps adding on to his terrific season. Now has a dozen RBI.
Artis Perry, the cleanup hitter, playing first base up to hit. Perry had a big 3-run bomb early in the first inning and gave Hawthorne a 4-0 lead. Got a single in the 3rd, and 4 RBIs on the day for Artis. He's 2 for 3. Artis takes the next pitch for a strike. So this is what Hawthorne needed to do, Lou. They needed to beat up Morningside this week. Looks like Culver City could possibly lose both games against Santa Monica, which leads the Ocean League. That'll leave those 2 teams tied as that ball gets away from the catcher. Franco and Arciniega will move up. That'll leave those 2 teams tied for 3rd. And the teams split during the season. So how does that work?
You get it down to runs. Who scored more runs in the 2 games?
And that's where a huge win against Morningside like today is going to help out Hawthorne.
That's why they have to pile it on. Not only today, but
Perry
the next
flies
game.
out to the right fielder. Looks like Franco will score. The throw home will have no chance. Artis Perry, a sac fly. His 5th RBI of the day for Artis.
Number 32, Tony Lee.
15-1 is the score here in the bottom of the 4th. As Arciniega stays at 2nd. First out of the inning.
So Artis Perry having a career day with 5 RBI, 3 hits. Check that, 2 hits.
2 hits, 5 RBIs. Boy, picking the player of the game is going to be a tough one today.
Sure is. Arciniega's pitched a whale of a game, only 1 hit. Check that, 2 hits and 1 run on 2 hits.
And Franco's having a career game.
Sure has. Perry, Weischer's played a terrific game. Polanco with the phantom catch.
This is exactly what you want. If Hawthorne is going to be able to get into the playoffs, Lou, you want a team that's going to be hot, have some momentum going, and what better way to have momentum than a 15-run outburst? As Tony Lee smacks one down the right field line. If it stays, it's fair. No, it is foul. Tony Lee just smacks his hands like, I got that one good, just a little bit too much.
He was hoping from a little bit of a push from the wind, but that was a screamer. I don't know if that got above the football stands.
That was just
And
a
once it
shot
got
down
beyond
the line.
the stands, it just hooked foul down the right field line.
Lee already has a base hit and a double on the day with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Walked once. There, he takes that one for a called strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tony Lee, the right fielder. Another senior playing on senior day at Hawthorne High. Looking to knock in another run. The 2-2 pitch, curveball in the dirt. That's going to get away from the catcher, Casillas. Arciniega, who's been pitching and running a lot, stays
Just taking it easy. He's in scoring position.
because he knows the base hit from Lee will score him easy. As Lee is now at the plate with a full count. Zay Robledo on the mound for the Monarchs. Bottom of the 4th, 15-1 Hawthorne leads. Robledo sets. The 3-2 pitch. Fastball driven outside. It's a foul. So Lee is really on Robledo, just a tad too much.
I'd say he's got him dialed in. Just needs to hold up a little bit.
And Robledo's really had trouble getting that curveball over. So Lee knows that. Sit on a dead red fastball and he's drilling him. Just foul. We'll do it again. 3-2 pitch. Robledo sets. Here it is. It's inside for a ball. Lee works the walk.
Nice at bat by Tony.
Number 19, Javier Cepeda.
And that's the 6th walk given up by Monarch pitching. The first one for Robledo.
So Javier Cepeda, the 10th grader, playing third. He was getting DH for earlier by Mike Gutierrez. Gutierrez doubled in the third. Cepeda was able to pinch run, and now he gets his first official at-bat of the day. Sees the first pitch from Robledo called for a strike. So Jesse Arciniega over at second. Tony Lee at first. 1 out. 2 runs in for the Cougars here in the 4th as Javier Cepeda is up. Next pitch is fouled back into the neighborhood. And no cars were spared, but looks like an awning might have taken a hit.
Yeah, almost went in through the breezeway window.
So 0-2 count to Cepeda here in the bottom of the 4th. Robledo delivers. Zepeda's going to pop one up. The shortstop's having trouble seeing it. Looks like it's going to be a blooper and it's going to fall. Cepeda will have a base hit. His first hit of the day.
And the runners move up 90 feet as Jeff Hines is satisfied with enough runs to win this thing. But that one again just dissected the triangle out there.
Exactly. Medina was coming in. Edgar Rodriguez and Juan Gomez all went out. Had no chance. It just fell into that no man's land. And Medina was really having trouble seeing it with the sun. Never saw it off the bat. The first hit for Cepeda and the bases loaded for Jonathan Sepulveda. Really able to do some damage here. Sepulveda chops it through the middle. The drawn in infield. 1 run will score as it gets past the left fielder. Looks like Tony Lee will come in to score as Cepeda is going to come around all the way from first as 3 runs will score for J.P. Sepulveda as Hawthorne is really starting to pile it on here.
Gabriel Carrillo.
So 3 more runs score, and that makes it 18-1. So right now, 2 of those runs are unearned on the error by the left fielder Velasquez.
So Sepulveda will get 1 RBI as Coach Hines was holding up Tony Lee and Cepeda, but they were able to come in over on the error by the left fielder Manolo Velasquez as he let the ball get by him. Credit Sepulveda with a base hit and an RBI, his 2nd of the day. And yes, as your screen says, 18-1.
Gabriel Carrillo into pinch hit for Tim O'Neill.
Carrillo, a sophomore, listed as the 3rd baseman outfielder. Takes a big hack there.
Carrillo batting 159, just 7 hits and 44 at bats, but he does have an RBI. So you want everybody to get in there and get some swings.
Carrillo drives one over the center fielder's head, and that's going to be extra bases. Sepulveda is going to come around to score as Carrillo is willing for 3rd, and he's going for it. The relay throw to 3rd. Carrillo's in with a triple.
That's even more exciting than a home run, and you can see again that ball just gets caught up in the wind, and Mother Nature just gives it a nice little, and there it goes,
Yeah.
right to
Carrillo
dead center
really
field.
drove that ball well over the center fielder's head. Edgar Rodriguez. And you're right, Louis gets up in that stream, but give Carrillo a lot of credit. That was just a smash on his part.
He did hit it hard.
Triple. So Gilbert Carrillo, the sophomore, making it hurt here in the 4th inning. Louis Polanco at the plate.
And that's
Polanco's
the
going to
future.
pop one up to the first baseman for the 2nd out of the inning. as Hawthorne once again will have batted around. And it's not like Hawthorne is piling on Lou by stealing bases. They're taking it one base at a time, stationary baseball. But you don't give up and stop playing either just because your opponent is getting beat.
That's right. You still got to take the swings. You can't lay down in the batter's box, that's for sure. Jeff Hines not piling it on. It's just this team just has a hot bat right now.
So Weishart at the plate for his 5th at-bat.
Coming in, the team is batting .280, but the healthy dose of Monarch pitching, that's going to go up a few points. So the 5th at bat for Chris Weischer.
As Weishart drives one to left field, it's up in the stream, and it hits the bottom of the fence, just missing a home run. Castillo will come in to Carrillo will come in to score as Chris Weishart is at second with a double, as Weishart really able to get a hold of that one.
And another hit, another run batted in for RBI, as he just nailed that one.
It was actually too good of a hit, a line drive that hit the bottom of the fence.
And that's
and Weishart tattooed that ball.
RBI number 9 for Chris.
So Irving Franco, who's perfect on the day, 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 4 RBIs, looking to stay hot. First pitch to him is upstairs for a ball. 20-1, Hawthorne leads Morningside in the bottom of the 4th inning.
How about Irving? 4 hits and what, 4 RBIs? See if he can make it 5 and 5.
He wears number 5.
If he does, I know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go right over to Bluebird Liquor and get my tickets.
Oh, you're gonna get tickets?
My lottery tickets.
Oh, I was gonna get Gatorade.
Well, I'll get the Gatorade too, but I'll get the lottery tickets. You know,
You gotta get
Bluebird
in
Liquor
line. How many
is the
people-
luckiest California lottery store in the state.
How many people get in that line when the
Oh, I've done news stories on it. They'll wrap around the building.
when you do your news stories, Lou? Do you tell somebody, "Hey, I'll interview you if you let me cut in line"?
Actually, Mr. Lee has been very nice to me when I go there.
As Franco pops up the 3-0 pitch to the first baseman, and he will not go perfect on the day. 4 for 5 is still a fantastic day for Irving Franco, but Hawthorne really put this game out of reach as they score 6 runs in that inning. Check that, 7 runs in the inning. It is now 20-1 at the end of 4 innings. We'll be back with the 5th inning as Hawthorne, Lawndale, Cable, Channel 22.
Do we have Rashawn? Let's go to Rashawn
Well, first
Hylock.
we'll go to Rashawn, who has somebody in the stands.
Of course, you guys mentioned it earlier. It is senior day, and we would be mistaken if we didn't mention this great senior class here, this class of '07. Well, starting behind the plate, JP Sepulveda, he's going to my alumni, Cal State Northridge. How proud I am to hear that there will be a new Matador. I'm, of course, a proud alumni of Cal State Northridge. He said he's not sure what he's going to major in yet. He's thinking maybe more along the lines of film. Jesse Arcienega, who started today's game, he won't be out there this inning, but he's planning on going to Long Beach State. He says he's going to try to walk on and play baseball there also. He plans to major in criminal justice. So a great class. We'll talk a little bit more about them a little bit later. Back to you guys up there in the booth.
Top of the 5th, and Jesse Arceniega's day on the hill is over, Lou. He went 4 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits, striking out 3. And with more play-by-play action here in the 5th inning, the Lou Stowers.
All right, thank you very much, Beto Duran, as Rashawn Haylock promised him that he would do some play-by-play if he can hurry up and get over here, and we'll let him in here. But Artis Perry coming on to pitch, as here comes Rashawn.
20-1, Lou, here in the 5th inning. Hawthorne has 20 runs to go with 20 hits. Artis Perry takes the mound. He is 0-3 on the season, 3.76 ERA in 26 innings. Artis has walked 8, struck out 14. 1 complete game for Artis. as he's done pretty good on the hill. With more play-by-play from the great Lou Stowers, Rashawn Haylock.
And thanks a lot, Beto. I get to come up here in the booth and hang out with a couple of legends. That's not
Oh
bad.
man, oh man. You keep on wearing that tie, we'll let you do whatever you want.
Thanks a lot. What a game it is out here. Senior day, what a way it is to go out for these Cougars. 20-1, as you notice, Artis Perry on the mound right now to start this 5th inning here. His first pitch is outside.
Yeah. Rudy Montenegro just showed up, and he's batting for Cisco Martin.
Montenegro, of course, as he takes this one deep to left field. Could it carry? The wind's out there pushing it. It's going to bounce right in front of the wall. Did it bounce over? No, round tripper. Home run. How about that for a first appearance? Rudy Montenegro, of course, we've been telling you about it all day. He was stuck at school. He is a senior. He was taking his high school exit exam. It's kind of unfortunate that they planned it on a game day. Last day for him to take it. Montenegro took the exam today and had to hustle over here immediately after the test to try to be a part of this game. Makes his first appearance in a round tripper off of Artis Perry. How about it, Beto?
How about that? Rudy Montenegro, second pitch he sees, just drives it into left center. His second homer of the year, RBI number 7. Montenegro, you mentioned, taking his exit exams, probably rushed down here. Not an easy feat just to get here. And he sees his team is on 20-1. Hey, what better way to give my team some support by hitting a blast to left field over the left center field fence off of Artis Perry. Hey, it's only one run, but it helps when your team has just been really getting pounded most of the day.
Artis Perry not alone in trying to graduate. Raul Ramirez also was taking his exit exams today. We have not seen him. When I talked to Montenegro when he pulled in, he said he was still there, had to finish the essay portion. Beto, we all know how tough those essays could be. So not sure if Ramirez is here. There has been no sight of him, but we've definitely seen Montenegro as he took that round tripper deep.
As you can see, Montenegro's like, hey, you're not done. All right, cool, I'm gone. I got a home run to hit.
Here's Perry. This pitch is outside, but swung on and missed for a strike. Manalo Velasquez, a senior outfielder at the plate. Velasquez playing out in the outfield today, out in left field, as the offering by Perry is outside once again. Sepulveda tried to frame it, nothing doing. 3 balls and 2 strikes, full count here to Velasquez. Perry pitched in Hawthorne's last game, came on in the inning of relief. 3 up, 3 down for Perry in that inning, but not so much here today. After giving up a home run, he just issues a walk to Velasquez. So that'll bring up Leo Macias to the plate.
Yeah, Macias struck out in the 3rd against Arciniega. One of the 3 strikeouts that Jesse had. Really impressive on the mound. He was working on a no-hitter through 3 in the 4th. He gave one up with 2 out. Gave up a double to Edgar Rodriguez with 2 outs. Arciniega struck out 3. Struck out Edgar Rodriguez in the 1st. Casillas in the 2nd, and Macias in the 3rd.
So we'll see Perry out of the stretch. First pitch is offering, fastball high. The count is 0-1. Macias over there on first. He's being held on by Jesse Arciniega as he and Artis Perry swap positions. That pitch low in the dirt for ball 2. Or excuse me, they call that 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Macias here. Top of the 5th inning, Hawthorne with a commanding 20-2 lead. Here's Perry's offering. It's high, swung on and missed by Macias. Artis Perry, for his efforts out here on the bump, has been doing pretty good at the plate. In the last game against Inglewood, he was 3 for 3 with 3 doubles, 3 driven in. Coach Hines said he guessed he was just seeing the ball pretty well. Sepulveda doesn't see that when it gets away and easily getting into second base is Velasquez.
Yeah, but Perry's also kept that streak going on the plate. Had a 3-run blast in the 1st, a base hit RBI in the 3rd, a sac fly RBI in the 4th. Artis Perry with the bat is swinging it. 5 RBIs.
That one is grounded to the left side of the infield, scooped up. Long throw across the diamond. Did he make it in time? Yes, he did. Nice dig by Arciniega. Great throw over there by the 3rd baseman.
Javier Cepeda with a nice scoop.
Nice scoop by Cepeda. Way to cover ground. Not a very easy play to make as he was kind of moving towards his left there. Was able to dig it up, but even a better dig by Arciniega as you take a look at the replay right here. Nice strong throw. Long throw over there to first base. Arciniega definitely handling the leather over there. So that'll bring up the back to the top of the lineup, and that's Rudy Medina. He takes a look at the first pitch, and it's outside. Medina on the day 0 for 2. Grounded out to second base in the first inning. Flew out to center field back in the fourth. Perry out of the stretch delivers, and that one is low. They call it a strike. So the count's going to be 1-1. One out here, top of the fifth. Hawthorne Cougars leading Morningside High School by a score of 20-2. Perry's offer is taken right back up the middle. That's going to drop in for a single. Holding over at third is going to be Macias.
Good piece of hitting by Rudy Medina. A fastball he just drove back up the middle. A shot actually that one-hopped the center fielder Luis Polanco. Coach Jeffy holding up Manolo Velasquez at third because if he would have sent him, he looked like Polanco would have had an easy shot at him at the plate. But Hawthorne find himself with nothing, an experience. They don't know what's going on here. They got runners on the bases defensively. Like, what do we do here now?
Yeah, a rare sight today, if ever at all today. Such a commanding performance by this Cougar team here on senior day. That first pitch is outside for ball one. Digging in is Jose Rebledo. 0 for 2 on the day as well. That pitch slaps to the infield. This could be two. Over to one. Weishart with the turn for two. 4-6-3 double play for the Cougars. What a way to cap off just a fantastic day for this Hawthorne High School baseball team. Here on senior day, ball got grounded over to Franco, who made a nice relay over to Weishart. Weishart with the turn over to first base for the double play. Take a look at the replay right here. Franco going to his right, got right in front of that ball. Nice, easy throw over to second, where Weishart, of course, was covering. So they have a moment of silence on the field right now. So right now we're having a talk out here on the between Coach Hines. He's out there with our home plate official, Jess Montgomery, perhaps discussing the mercy rule. Looks like they're going to continue to play this one, though, as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Scheduled up for the Cougars, Jesse Arciniega, one of the seniors on this roster here for Hawthorne High School here on senior day. Arciniega started this game on the bump, of course, gave way to Artis Perry just in that fifth inning, but what a commanding performance by Arciniega out there on the mound. He'll be leading things off for the Cougars in the bottom half of this fifth inning. Arciniega will be followed by Perry and Tony Lee. Coach Jaffe over there now talking to our home plate umpire. Not sure on what they're going to do here in terms of the game length. Of course, Hawthorne with the commanding lead 20-2. No, the mercy rule, if not yet, should be taking effect fairly soon. And we would imagine after 5 complete innings. But still not sure. Of course, we're always happy to bring you Hawthorne High School baseball here on Channel 22 Sports. So we'll go as long as they allow us to. Love calling balls and strikes for you here on Channel 22 Sports, as I'm now joined by Lee Stowers. Lee, you've been up here. Lou Stowers, pardon me, buddy. You've been up
It's
here.
all right. That's all right, Zach.
The majority of the game. You've seen these bats are smoking hot for this Hawthorne team.
Sure are. There was 20 hits, 13.
Jesse Arciniega.
What do we got here? 20 runs on 19 hits. And Jesse Arciniega with a terrific day on the mound as well. And, boy, it's nice to see the Cougars on senior day really open it up.
Arciniega takes a look at the first pitch, paints that outside corner for strike one. Arciniega, for his efforts on the mound, pretty good day today. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. I'm sure he'd take that. Breaking pitch is in the dirt. Nice play behind the plate by Nathan McDonald. McDonald back there behind the plate, just a freshman. Some of the youth on this Morningside High School team, along to his catching duties, also plays some third base. So Arciniega looks at that one, dug up again out of the dirt by McDonald.
Well, Artis Perry's dad, Artis Perry, says that this young man is quite an athlete and quite a catcher. Played for his all-star teams.
Arciniega takes that one right back up the middle. Nice diving stop. Nice throw across the diamond, Rudy Montenegro. What an impressive showing for this young man. We mentioned he came late for taking his high school exit exams. Top of this inning, hit a home run, this time showing some great range at the 6th hole, making that nice stop and long throw across the diamond for the first out.
Coach Ken Jaffe saying is probably cursing the California education system right now. Yeah, because all Montenegro has done is just rip up the Cougar since he got out of the car.
That pitch is low for, or it's in there actually for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Artis Perry, they call him AJ, little artist. Great day for him. 5 RBIs on the day for this young man. Breaking pitch, he slaps that one. Not going to get past Montenegro, but he can't handle it. What appeared to be somewhat of a routine play. Montenegro had to go to his right to make it, but he was unable to glove it. And so Artis Perry is aboard. And I imagine they're going to record that as an error.
That
It'll
will
go
be
down
an error.
E6.
As Montenegro should have tried to backhand that one. Going to his right. But he's got the speed. Thought he could get it, and it bounced off the heel of his glove.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Pinch hitting
You can go ahead and mark that in the book there, you know.
for Tony Lee,
It's number 11,
number 11.
Daniel Amezqua.
Danny Amesqua in here, the pinch hit for Tony Lee. Lee on the day had a double as well as a single.
Amezqua, this is only his 3rd at bat. Has no hits. One of the babies on the team, just a sophomore.
Amesqua pops this one up foul and out of play. Look
Oh
out.
boy. Somebody's got some nice pickup truck and a nice SUV over there, putting them in harm's way.
Definitely so. That ball came within inches of putting a nice little dent inside that pickup truck. Amesqua in there on 1. Perry's on first. The delivery is high and outside for ball 1.
Those high-end Tundras aren't cheap to get fixed.
I would
Is
imagine
that
not.
yours?
No, that's not mine. I parked way down the street. Make sure I don't I don't become victim to any of those foul balls. Amesqua hits this one to the shortstop Montenegro. He's been busy this inning. Scoops it, delivers it, and records the out. So Perry will reach second. Amesqua is retired on the nice play by Montenegro.
You keeping my scorebook handy there?
Definitely
Come on now.
trying my best over here, partner.
Trusting you with my scorebook.
Digging in now, Javier Cepeda, first pitch, he hits it deep to left field. Is going to carry over the head of the outfielder Velasquez. Perry is going to easily trot home from second. Cepeda in there safely, stand-up double.
So that makes it 21 runs for the Cougars.
Cepeda definitely gave that one a ride. Velasquez, we've seen him have some troubles out there in left field. Does the same on this one. Looks like he just misread it. He thought he had it. Looked like it was going to be a pretty routine play, and all of a sudden that ball just carried right over his head. JB Sepulveda in there right now. He takes a look at a curveball outside corner for strike 1.
So Montenegro hit the home run. Did the Monarchs score another run in that inning?
No.
Okay.
Just 1 run scored in that inning by the Monarchs. And Sepulveda slaps this one through the right side. Cepeda holds up at third. Sepulveda is in there safely with a single. We talked about Sepulveda earlier on. He'll be headed to Cal State Northridge,
Are you going to keep score?
and he'll be headed to Cal State Northridge in the fall.
Then I'll keep score. You want to switch sides here?
No, I'm good right here. I'm good right here.
All right. Because if you're not going to keep score, how can I tell what's going on? How can you tell what's going on?
Stepping in, Gabriel Carrillo. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Carrillo, just a sophomore, 5'7", 185-pound third baseman. Occasionally will play some outfield for Coach Hines. Carrillo chops this one. It's going to be trouble. That one reaches the outfield. Cepeda is going to score easily from third.
Louis Polanco.
And it's going to be 22-2 now. And the hits just keep on coming, partner.
Absolutely. So we have 1, 2, 3 more hits. That's 22 hits on the day.
Louis Polanco, one of the 7 seniors on this roster. This Hawthorne High School team here today. Off-speed pitch is left a little bit high for ball 1. Standing over at second is Sepulveda. At first is Polanco, or Carrillo, who just reached on a single. This one is hit high into the infield, and it will be recorded by the second baseman, Gomez. So that's the end of the inning, but Hawthorne does enough damage. Three hits, along with a couple of runs. The score is now 22-2 in favor of the Cougars. It's Hawthorne High School baseball here on Channel 22 Sports. Senior day here at Hawthorne High School, and the Cougars doing a great job sending off these seniors in the right way, leading this one over the Morningside Monarchs by a score of 22-2. Artis Perry will be on the hill to start the 6th inning for the Hawthorne Cougars. We have a change behind the plate. Sepulveda will have a seat, and in to replace him is Gabriel Carrillo. Carrillo had a single in the last inning, and now will be handling the catching duties. Leading off the inning for the Monarchs, Edgar Rodriguez. He's a senior. These Monarchs, of course, will be celebrating their senior day in just a couple of days when they take on the same Hawthorne Cougars team at Morningside High School. Perry's offering fastball inside half for strike 1. Still a lot at stake for this Hawthorne team. They can end up with a sweep here against this Morningside team. Have Culver City lose twice. They'll be tied for that 3rd and final spot and a possible playoff berth, as that pitch is low for ball 1. 1-1 is the count here to Rodriguez.
So that's going to be a tough series against Santa Monica High School. Santa Monica, the #1 team in Ocean League action.
Santa Monica definitely the front runners, and we saw them just a couple of weeks ago as they came into here and handled this Hawthorne team fairly soundly. And very, very skilled team, very well coached team, and they definitely play the game the right way.
Terrific pitching staff.
And
they can hit too.
Yeah, they can hit pretty well. Perry's offering fastball outside. Count is 2-2. And you talked about that pitching. Coach Jaffe, head coach over at Morningside High School, that's something that he talked about before the game. He said that Santa Monica team has some very, very good pitching, as that pitch is fouled back and the count remains 2-2. Unlike some other teams you may see in this league where they have pretty good high school pitchers, he says regardless of the fact, Santa Monica has great pitchers, meaning they can go on to another level and excel there as well.
Jaffe's Monarchs are about the same spot where the Cougars were 3 years ago.
That pitch foul tipped into the glove of Carrillo for a strikeout,
Number 23,
and Rodriguez is retired. Got to bring up Jose Sandoval. Sandoval digs in there, batting from the right side of the plate. Will be going against Perry for the first time today. Off-speed pitch, just a little bit too inside. Sandoval has to back up a little bit on that one, and that'll be ball one.
Hawthorne, of course, had a lot of sophomores and a few freshmen sprinkled in there 3 years ago. And these guys have pretty much grown up with each other. And Jeff Hines has shown a lot of patience in getting these guys on the right page. And finally, more than halfway through the season, these guys started to click. And we'll find out if it's too little too late.
It
Or
may
if they
be,
can
but
squeeze in the side door.
doesn't matter how you get into those playoffs. All that matters is if you get in, and that's something that Coach Hines and these Cougars definitely want to do. That pitch inside for a strike. Nice pitch by Perry there. The count is full at 3-2. But Coach Hines and these Cougars definitely in a good position. Going up against a Morningside team. That pitch is in there for a strike outside half. 3-2 is the count. But this Morningside team, kind of the lower echelon of this league. Meanwhile, Culver City going up against the top tier team in Santa Monica. And if they can get some help, maybe forced to play a one-game playoff and perhaps to play themselves in the Southern Section playoffs. Strikeout by Perry. Nice fastball outside corner.
Number 33,
And Sandoval is retired on strike. So back-to-back strikeouts for Perry here.
Well, Perry, quite the antithesis of the first inning he pitched, where he gave up a leadoff home run to Montenegro.
He talked about the youth. Here's a sophomore at the plate right now, Victor Casillas, as he watches ball one skip in the dirt.
And Casillas, I think, is on the mound right now for the Monarchs, so he's quite a versatile player for Jaffe. And a team that's very thin, you really have to wear a lot of hats out there.
That pitch finds the inside corner for strike one. 1-1 the count. Monarchs team, definitely not the performance Coach Jaffe expected out of his boys today. He thought that they can come in here and compete. This pitch nails the outside corner for strike one. Coach Jaffe was talking about his team and embracing the role of being spoiler. He knows, as well as this Monarchs team knows, what's at stake for these Cougars, and hopefully thinking they can come up here and spoil them. But nothing doing today as that pitch is popped up to the shortstop, Chris Weishart, to return the side. So Perry makes easy doing of the Monarchs lineup here. And the top of the sixth will go to the bottom half. You're watching Hawthorne High School baseball right here on Channel 22 Sports. Chris Weishart to lead things off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Had the opportunity to talk to his mom earlier, and we didn't get a chance to show you, but all the seniors on the team today received autographed baseball. Balls were autographed by all the members of the team. Whoa, look out. Weishart takes one in the noggin there, and he'll trot down to first base. So he's aboard with, after getting hit by that pitch.
A hard head. Well, you know, he's the ultimate warrior, wearing that
That long
the
hair.
face black with that looks like that old school wrestler, who at that time was considered quite a wild man, the ultimate warrior.
Irvin Franco digging in. He takes a look at the first pitch outside for strike one. But the seniors received autographed baseballs. They're autographed by the entire team, and one was given to each senior. And of course, whose idea was that? Judy Weishart, of course. Chris Weishart's mom. What a fantastic lady she is. And I'm so thankful for her to giving us some of her time today. Irvin Franco in there. 1-1 the count. Franco takes a look at that pitch outside.
And what a day for Irving. He has 4 hits and 4 RBIs in his 5 trips to the plate.
I'd say that's going out with a bang. Franco headed to UC Santa Barbara. That pitch low and in the dirt. Franco carrying a 3.8 grade point average,
Well,
taking 4 honors in AP classes. He's definitely getting it done in the classroom as well.
3.8, you can go anywhere in the country you want to in AP classes.
Definitely so, as he'll be headed to UC Santa Barbara. And what a beautiful campus that is out there.
3.8 in AP classes.
This ball slapped to the 6-hole. Montenegro, long throw. He's not going to get Franco. He was going to have to make perhaps a perfect throw to get Franco going down the line. And
That could have been Cal Ripken over there. That wasn't going to. Could have been.
Could have been DJ. Could have been anybody. Jeter. Could have been anybody.
Could have been Jeter. Could have been Pee Wee Reese.
And here is the ever so talented Jesse Arciniega, headed to Long Beach State criminal justice major. Said he wants to be involved in law enforcement.
And they have a terrific department here in Hawthorne and also in Long Beach.
Runners on first and second. Pickoff throw to second. Nothing doing. Weishart gets back there in time. And that's something this Monarchs team, through the duration of the day, has had a tough time with, making that pickoff throw over to second. The offering is low and outside. Arciniega takes a look at ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, looks like our wildfire in the Hollywood Hills is calling it quits.
Arciniega slaps that one foul to the left side. Nice hands over there by Coach Hines, able to field that one barehanded. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arciniega at the dish. Over on second, Chris Weishar. Franco over there at first. Seniors all over the place for these Cougars. Off-speed pitch. Whoa, look out. Foul to the right side. Almost hit his buddy Artis Perry over there. AJ had to duck out of the way of that one. I think it might have nicked him a little bit, but he wasn't expecting that over there on deck.
Now he flinched a little late. He was daydreaming about something.
He's probably daydreaming about how he's going to pick up some more RBIs before this one was over.
He's already got that home run.
He's already got 5 under his notch today. Off-speed pitch. You hang him. Arciniega bangs this one deep. Is it playable? Yes, it is. Velasquez takes care of it. And it'll be 1 down. Arciniega gave it a ride, but
sure
not far enough. That one was just to the wall. Velasquez made a good play.
And that's one of the, now the wind picks up. Usually that jet stream on a high fly ball like that will carry it out of here. But
yeah, we've seen some get carried out of here before to that exact same spot. Montenegro, in fact, hit one out in that direction just in this ball game today.
So did this kid.
Perry goes the other way with it. That looked like that might fall into the gap, and it will. Weishar is going to score easily from second. Jogging to third base is Franco, and Perry is in there with a double.
And another RBI for Artis. That's number 6 on the day.
6 RBIs for Artis Perry on the day. You know, I was standing around the Hawthorne dugout earlier on. He had a sacrifice fly that drove in an RBI. He walked back to the dugout and said, I'll take that. I'm sure he would, and I'm sure he'll take that RBI double also. 6 RBIs on the day for this young man. 4 doubles in his last 2 games for Artis Perry.
21 RBI on the season.
Pitch is outside for ball 1. Runners on second and third for the Cougars here. Off-speed pitch. Nice breaking ball in there for strike 1. And Amesco was definitely fooled on that one. A fastball chopped over the pitcher. Montenegro covering ground, makes the throw over to first. Franco is going to score from third. Perry makes his way. over to third, and that'll bring up Javier Zepeda. So RBI ground out for Amezcua. Coach Hines over there having a couple of words with Artis Perry. He's now 90 feet away from the 25th run in this ball game for the Cougars. They lead this one 24-2. Of course, there is a mercy rule, but not affecting this one. From our understanding up here in the booth, it's usually up to the coaches, and of course, most coaches aren't going to vouch for that, so they're just going to play through it. 2 balls, no strikes to Zepeda.
That's right. You don't want your kids. Kids are already embarrassed enough, but you want to get everybody in.
Zepeda slaps this one over to Montenegro. Nice long throw from the 6 hole to record the out. So that's about it for the Cougars in the bottom half of the 6th, but they don't go down silently, scoring 2 runs here in this inning. Hawthorne leads it 24-2. It's senior days. We get ready to go to the top of the 7th. You're watching Hawthorne High School Baseball on Channel 22 Sports.
(24-2) in favor of the Cougars, as they have been on the wrong side of many laughers, and it's good for them to be on this side of one. Francisco Martin, the catcher, will step in as he's still batting, even though Gabriel Carrillo is the catcher of record. Martin bounced into a double play and was stranded on first on a fielder's choice. And now pitching, Michael Gutierrez. Gutierrez coming in is 3-2 with a 4.2 ERA, 26 strikeouts.
He definitely gets it done out there on the hill. Second on this team in innings pitched behind Jesse Arciniega. Kind of surprised he's in here to end this game. Maybe thinking he may get the start next time these two teams face in just a couple of days. But who knows? Just 1 inning of work. He very likely could be on the hill getting the start.
Big Mike also getting it done with the bat. Had a 2-run double back in the 3rd inning. As this one's in the dirt. So a big part of the future for Hawthorne as the battery. Gutierrez and Carrillos as 1 and 2. Carrillo just a sophomore. Strike 3.
Gutierrez not wasting any time, not playing around, just reared back and just threw that fastball in there high, maybe about letter high. Just reared back, threw some gas. Was able to record the strikeout.
He can really shove it in there, that's for sure.
Here's
Rudy Montenegro, who homered his last time up, looks at a ball. Montenegro, as we said earlier, was late. He had to take the state exit exam as he pops this one up. And it blows out to center field where Polanco puts it away for the 2nd out. So last call for the Monarchs as Montenegro flies out harmlessly. So 24 runs on 24 hits for the Cougars.
I'd say that's getting it done.
You betcha. Andres Avila, the pinch hitter for the Monarchs with 2 outs. Fastball in for a strike.
Nice pitch by Gutierrez in there about knee high.
How tough is that for somebody to come in with 2 outs in the 7th inning? Avila is 0 for 4, and now it's 0-2, so now it's match point.
third consecutive relief appearance for Gutierrez. It's been roughed up a little bit in recent appearances, but not today.
Swung on a missed strike three, and the ball game is over. Gutierrez faces 3 batters and gets 2 strikeouts. So the Hawthorne Cougars on Senior Day are victorious 24-2 over the Morningside Monarchs, as the Monarchs fall to 17-17 overall, 2-7 in Ocean League, and Hawthorne improves to 10-14 overall and 4-5 in Ocean League action. And boy, if they can take the next game from Morningside, and that's going to be in 2 days from now on Thursday, they're really going to put some pressure on Culver City to sweep Santa Monica.
Yeah, Culver City is going to have to at least try to get a split against Santa Monica this week. Not an easy task at all. And the cards are definitely favorable in the Cougars' corner. So we'll see if they can take care of their business. After this showing today, 24-2, you would think that they wouldn't be too far off going to Morningside, but you never know. That's why they play the game. So Hawthorne can't be too overconfident going into Morningside. Still have to take care of their business, because regardless of what Culver City does, they have to win 2 games.
And there you see Coach Ken Jaffe and his Monarchs, and he goes back to the drawing board to try to figure it out. But a good showing by the Hawthorne Cougars. And tell you what, why don't we take a timeout, and we'll be back with the final numbers and our closing comments right after this. 24-2, Cougars over the Monarchs on Channel 22 Sports. 24-2 is the final score on Senior Day at Hawthorne High School. Hawthorne just demolishing Morningside High to put some pressure on Culver City to beat Santa Monica at least once out of 2 games in their 2-game series, final 2-game series of the season. So we're going to go right down to it, and let's go right down to Rashawn Halak, who has our post-game guest.
Thanks a lot, Lou. I'm with a couple of seniors here today, Irvin Franco and Jesse Arciniega. Jesse, I'll start with you. Our winning pitcher today. Was it a little extra motivation for you today going out there on the hill, Senior Day, last time out here in this Hawthorne High School jersey, at least at home?
Well, I knew it was my last game, and I just got to go out there and do my best like every other game. We dedicated this whole game to one of our coaches' mom who just passed away, and me as a senior, I take on a role to this team and to everybody else out there, and just go out there and I showed what we had to do.
Did you guys know that you would come out here and have such a commanding performance? 24-2, do you guys think you could put up that many runs today and be so dominant?
Well, every game we have, we just try to go out there and play our best, do what we got to do, and if the score ends up like this, then it's good for us.
Now there's a bigger picture, playoffs. If you guys can win and get some help from Santa Monica, if they're able to knock off Culver City, you guys might be able to slide in there. What are your feelings about that?
We're ready to compete. I'm pretty sure our team is at that level to where we compete and win a spot.
All right, congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you.
Now I'm with Irvin. Irvin, I talked to you before the game. I asked you if there's any extra motivation. You said, I'm just going to go out here and play like any other game. 4 for 5, you drove in a couple of runs, not bad for a Senior Day.
Well, I had to do what I had to do, Got to make sure you go out there with motivated. And like Jesse said, JC's mom was right there helping motivate us. Just went out there and played, as our coach Randy likes to say. Go out there and score at least 1 run an inning, and we accomplished that. We made sure we got that 1 run an inning to help us win the game.
At the plate today, it seems like you're hitting the ball well. Were you seeing the ball a little bit better today? Were you picking up the pitches? How were you able to have that success?
Well, I've actually been working a lot harder batting. I've been taking a lot more swings and making sure I can visualize the inside pitch. I'm mostly a contact hitter, and that's what I've been doing, just making sure I make contact.
All right, congratulations to you, Irvin. All right, good luck against Morningside on Thursday. Irvin Franco, Hawthorne, of course, a 24-2 winner here today on Senior Day. That young man, Irvin Franco, headed to UC Santa Barbara, 3.8 grade point average. Back to you up there in the booth, Lou.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn. Good job on the field and on the play-by-play as well. 24-2 is the final score here from Hawthorne High School on Senior Day, as the winning pitcher, as you saw being interviewed, was Jesse Arciniega, who improves his record to 5-6, and with 3 strikeouts, improves to 55 strikeouts on the year. So congratulations to Jesse Arciniega, and I also want to thank Coach Hines for this Hawthorne Cougar lid, that's for sure. The hair is a little bit thin on the top these days, and it's also nice to have something to cover you up there on these hot summer days. Well, it's almost a summer day, isn't it? As the temperatures didn't quite reach the 90s because of a nice breeze, but I'm sure somewhere down the line it is. Well, what a day it was. 24 hits for the Cougars, and two players had 4 hits. Chris Weischer had 4 hits. Also was on base 4 times as well. And 4 hits, 1, 2, was on base 6 times today. Also on a walk and a fielder's choice. Irving Franco was 4 for 6, had 4 runs scored and 5 RBI today in his 5 hits. Check that, he was 5 out of 6. And then there was Jesse Arciniega. He was 3 for 6, had 3 runs scored and an RBI. And A.J. Perry also had 3 hits, but had 6 RBI. So that makes it very difficult for the Ralph's Food for Less player of the ball game. But Irving Franco in his final ball game here at Hawthorne High School, also Chris Weischer, but Irving Franco, the 5'10 senior, playing at second base today, was the starting spark plug there for one of the double plays for the Hawthorne Cougars. He is our Hawthorne Cougar player of the game for Ralph's Food for Less. Irving Franco, who had a base hit and scored in the first inning, had a 2-run infield single in the second inning, then had another RBI, a 2-run single in the fourth. Check that, the third inning, had an infield single in the fourth, and then another base hit in the 6th inning. So Irving Franco, who was 5 out of 6 with 5 RBIs and 4 runs scored, is our Ralph's Food for Less player of the game. Well, now you look at the standings, and it's a very different complexion here in the Ocean League. Santa Monica at 7-1 is playing Culver City, who is 5-3 in third place, and right behind them now is Hawthorne's Cougars at 5-4. So we're going to wait and see what the Culver City Centurions can do against the Santa Monica High team, and if Culver City can beat Santa Monica in one of those games, the Hawthorne Cougars have a chance to sneak in the playoffs if the Cougars can also beat Morningside on Thursday. Well, that's going to wrap it up. We had a cavalcade of broadcasters for you today. Hope you had as much fun as we did. For Rashawn Haylock, Beto Duran, Tom Strickfadden, and the terrific Channel 22 Sports crew, this is Lou Stowers from Hawthorne High School telling you once again the final score: Hawthorne Cougars 24, Morningside Monarchs 2. Until next time, so long.